Because, yeah, I was getting repeats.
Well, if we can't undo streaming, we can at least record it and upload it to YouTube later.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, a special non-live edition. It's like you have this lightsaber and these spinny blades. Okay, sure, you use the force power to slow down time. Or what I would have done, stick the blade out, slice, 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 slice.
Hey, well, that's not nice to their property. Whoever this is.
With how run down it is, no one probably lives here anymore, so not our problem.
Never know. Like that? Like this?
I keep needing to remember to press the button.
How about no?
No, go back. You could totally beat Saber his ass.
I probably could if I tried it 6 times. Do I want to try it 6 times?
Well, didn't you kill it once before?
Yeah, but I can't slice the thing to get in, so it's not much point right now.
Oh, that's fair.
There's certain chests, yeah, you can't open right now.
And his is one of them.
Alas. Oh yeah, I forgot I couldn't double jump. I nearly fell in there. Oh, a little bit of a spoiler there. Ah, look at this. Look at that.
Whee!
Whee! I wanna kill the Pokemon.
Eevee, no!
Let us leaf.
But yeah, it's like as far as Star Wars goes, as far as like I've read, it's like none of the cast would be with it, and I can't blame them. It's like this is what we're going to be associated with. This thing.
What, BB1? BD, sorry, BD1.
I mean, we saw what happened to the actor who played young Anakin, and it's like that was back then, and people have had a lot of time to stew on the lack of quality Star Wars. It's like, from what I've heard, The Mandalorian is like the one good thing that come out of this whole mess. Well,
yeah.
I also liked Rogue One. Rogue One was okay.
Solo was okay as well. Ooh, Obi-Wan.
But the thing with Solo is we didn't really need it. I mean, we could say the same thing about Rogue One, but it's like the whole old dark, mysterious past thing works for a character like Han Solo. it's kind of like his whole archetypal trope thing.
Live import from Vancouver Pony Expo, Richmond, British Columbia. Otherwise, my two colleagues are in their respective home locations. One 3 hours south, one 6 hours south.
Yeah.
But yeah, Yoda Soda Creations, the podcast. Miyazaki month continues.
Kiki's delivery service. Yeah, it's like the one film I've actually seen before. Though it's been a while. And yes, unfortunately, I still have a cough.
But fortunately, he's been to the doctor.
Yeah, got prescribed some medicine, got told to pick up this special brand of tea, and if it's still like this next week, I'll be visiting again. Because I so do want to be able to finish sentences again.
Oh my.
So, as is traditional for training witches, 13-year-old Kiki leaves home with her black kitten Gigi, whom she can understand. And in English, she's played. By the way, in English, our title character is played by Kirsten Dunst, pre-Sam Raimi.
But yeah, story of a young witch and her talking cat. No, this is not Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
No, this one's actually voiced by the late Phil Hartman.
Yeah, because we are indeed watching the Disney version, although it was like the later re-edit. I did some looking up. Apparently, the previous time was only available on Laserdisc.
And look, we're playing Disney. Really dark.
And one more interesting bit of trivia. Parents are voiced by Katsushi, who you may remember from some things like Tiny Toon Adventures, maybe Regrets, maybe a Sonic the Hedgehog Saturday morning version, and also Kanga. And there's also Jeff Bennett, whose name somehow I recognized. I couldn't pinpoint it at first, but he was in the latest version of The Little Engine That Could.
Hmm. Ooh, My Little Pony, Princess Tiffany and Princess Starburst.
What?
Katsushi? 1986 to 87, My Little Pony, Princess Tiffany and Princess Starburst.
Figures?
I don't know.
But yeah, she's off in a room next to the port city of Kuriko. In this series, she meets Geek by Tombo, voiced by Matthew Lawrence.
Oh!
Oof. Additional voices in Fallout 76. Ow.
Ooh. Well, you can cut those. That's kind of cool.
She eventually finds shelter under the roof of Asano, voiced by Tress McNeil. Opens a witch delivery business. But it doesn't go off to a good start, as she loses
The little cat doll figure thing.
loses the package. And I guess I should comment here that I like the how the birds look. I especially like the snow geese. I mean, Canada geese.
The burb is good.
Ooh, baby. Oh, baby. Times.
That's good to know. It's like I was trying to get the stream to unfreeze.
Is it not working?
I think it may be more on my end than an issue with you.
Okay. Definitely tell me if something goes wrong on it again, because I don't want to go dark again for like 40 minutes or whatever it was last time.
Okay.
Yeah, so Gigi just has to fill in until the actual toy is found, and in the process, our young protagonist meets young painter Ursula, voiced by Jean Garofalo. Pre Colette from Ratatouille, mind you.
Oh, she was the Polar and Mystery Men. That was a good movie.
but yeah, it's repaired and repaired and quickly swapped. Good.
You didn't mention her issues with the birds? Because they were pissed. Yeah, Kiki accidentally fell into the trees by a nest, and yeah, they weren't happy with her, and I'll just leave it at that.
Sorry about this. I'm kind of reading from. Sorry about this. I'm kind of reading from the Wikipedia page.
Ah, you're pulling a me. Well, for stuff that I don't actually have an actual video file for.
That, as well as stuff that's still in the theater. Anyway, as I was saying, the actual package is repaired. It goes to its destination. Good dog.
Yeah, there was a dog. He was very good. Brought Gigi out to be exchanged. It deserves a treat.
He's a good boy.
And then the next morning, we get a party invitation from Tumbo, but she's then called off. She's then called off to another delivery, and
Well, let's just say technical difficulties.
yeah, even worse made by the fact that it starts to rain. And as you might expect, the work pretty much not good on a healthy standpoint.
Yeah, delivered a gift that wasn't wanted by the receiver and got sick as a result. Yay. So yeah, not a very good day.
Do it, I dare you. Whatever.
Upon recovery, she gets another delivery, and it turns out that it's towards Tombo. Although the apparently the writing on the package didn't say that directly.
Well, at least we know someone ships them.
Oh! That was more than a little brutal.
And it turns out the party is to celebrate the beginning of construction towards a flying bike.
And they decide to take the wingless bike with a propeller for a test ride. There were so many dismembered arms and heads. It's like, oh god, there was blood everywhere.
Was it worth it?
I kid, of course. This is a children's film. But yeah, it's like driving forward with a giant propeller blade spinning. Not a good idea. They're lucky no one got hurt. But yeah, they go for a nice little bike ride. And as they go on, the bike starts to take off, and they fly for a little bit and fall off a hill. And yeah, the bike's trashed, and the propeller goes off flying, and yeah, probably could have gone better.
Probably should have waited till you installed the wings.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Anyway, their destination is a airship, Spirit of Freedom.
It's a blimp.
He's a blimp.
You can already tell something's going to go horribly wrong because since when do things ever go well involving a blimp in any sort of fiction?
And actually, learning airship history from James May, I can also confirm that. Yeah, history's also been a little. Ooh.
Yep, blimps. They look cool, but not very practical, and just like generally a bad idea in the long run.
From what I understand, it's like this: the PR
What?
PR point of it is PR point of it is not PR point of it wasn't PR point of it wasn't good, but the idea works because I know.
Oh my gosh!
The idea works because I know of several blimps that provide aerial coverage at sporting events.
Right.
Oh no!
Boom, boom, boom.
I shouldn't have. Frick.
Our two young friends' relationship is improving. But then guess who shows up?
Yep. I forget, we were right after the crash, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Tombo's friends. Kiki runs off and walks all the way back home because she didn't bring her broom with her. God, her feet must have been killing her when she got back. Also, she can't understand the cat anymore. In unrelated news, the cat got laid. I'm sure that has nothing to do with anything. Also, yeah, Kiki seems to be low on her magic meter.
Mana bar low.
0 MP. So yeah, this kind of gets Kiki into a bit of a funk. It's like we're talking like, yeah, she is just down and like Tombo calls and she's like, just don't talk to me. It's like, no. But she soon gets a visit from a, well, not so old friend. Sorry, caffeine fit.
Yep. Ursula shows up out of the blue, although she's mostly there for shopping. But over time she understands the situation. And I thought you were gonna call Artist's block.
What was that?
I thought you were gonna call Artist block for a moment.
You could probably take over for a bit.
So yeah, the suggestion is to lay off for lay off for a while, hoping that the focus on her spirit will return eventually. And that comes during a revisit to customers that were not mentioned earlier, but the situation was. One of them voiced by Debbie Reynolds. Seems the seems her husband seems her husband's a bit too interested in disasters apparently. As it seems the airship has lost its grips towards the ground and is drifting out of control.
Yep, things have gone foobar. Oh, and look who just so happens to be dangling from a attached to the airship. It's Tombo. Because we need some sort of stakes at this point. The movie couldn't be all like character development, like slow character based stuff. Like we need some danger somewhere. So she rushes off to try to catch up to the thing, and she grabs a broom from a. I'm gonna say he's a janitor. He looks like a janitor. And
Sounds about right.
yeah, it is not a good broom. It randomly drops out of the air and just like goes from one side to the other, and it's like. But she eventually catches up to them. At this point, the blimp is crashed into the clock tower, fell over and fallen over onto some houses. So it's just like kind of dangling in between, and he's just hanging there. It's like so she finally gets to him. She catches him and slowly lowers him down. Everyone's cheering. Oh, and this is being broadcasted too, so everyone's seeing this.
You can't fool me.
But yeah, like aside from like a credits mid credits in this, that's basically the end of the movie. Like he's been Tombo's been saved. Everyone likes Kiki. They they get the
Maybe not quite as good as the thing I just watched. This seems dangerous. I don't know if I should be here.
I'm reminded of a scene from Galaxy Quest. The scene where they're trying to go get this thing and I had to go through a chamber with all these crushing things. It's like, huh, yeah, I'm reminded of that.
Oh shoot! Shoot! Run! 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 Ooh, that was a bit sketchy.
Also, on a side note, theoretically, can't a Jedi fight by just force pushing against the ground?
They fly.
Or at least levitate. Yeah, Rey levitated.
Yeah, she was cheating. That poor guy.
Oh, great. Next trilogy, we're going to have Flying Jedi. Calling it here.
Unless they jump forward or back. Oh my gosh. Shoot. Boy. Ooh. All right. we got through that movie pretty fast. The rundown, at least. It's kind of not.
It's not as packed as Castle in the Sky.
Yeah, it's you can skip over a lot and get about as much plot as was in the movie. It's a lot of character development. Um, so if you're really into, getting to know your characters a lot, this is a good movie. It's pretty. I think the backgrounds are more detailed than Castle in the Sky, especially like when they were in the artist's cabin and stuff. It got really detailed.
Right.
It's probably easier to animate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hello. Owies. Owies, stop.
Ah, see, you found the rats of unusual size.
The RUOSs? I don't believe they exist. Oi! Oi! I don't believe they exist. I just died.
Oh, holy. Let's see, trying to reiterate what I said. Yeah, her powers are back. Yeah, her powers are back. She can discern her cat again. And yes, post credit scene. Right to later, folks.
It was kind of weird in that the movie felt kind of like you're just following some characters, not on any really important events, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, there's no grand quest or search for the MacGuffin or chase after the MacGuffin or trying to find this or that. It's just a story about a girl.
And then at the end, something kind of happens.
Yeah.
Also, like what I was trying to say, I think this is kind of Miyazaki's equivalent of Old Yeller and the Robin Williams Popeye movie, where it's kind of more slice of life-ish.
Yeah, I can see that. I just realized that you can make an argument, not Kiki related, but Star Wars related. I realized you could make the argument that going Sith could save you money. Just use Force Lightning to power your home. Oh yeah, I was Sith. Not because I like power. I mean, I like power, but it's more economically sound to be Sith. Free electricity.
Free power.
Unlimited power. You know, when you think about it like that, that takes on a whole new meaning.
I feel like so if you've watched Korra, they kind of explore that. Like there's like bend electricity and stuff like that. And like one of the jobs that the firebenders do, because it's like getting modern and more advanced, it's like you could go to work and all they do is just bend electricity into like big rods. Or for their city. So it's kind of like, yeah, what like if there were beings that could bend electricity, why would guess that's what you would do. You just hire some guys to do.
Yeah, and that is smart writing. That's the thing about okay, we have this thing, so logically, with the setting, it'll eventually get to that point.
I broke it. Ah! But yeah, I don't want to go till 12 tonight. Maybe we could go till 11:20 or 30. I mean,
Yeah, I'd say I want to hurry up to watch my to finish watching games on quick, but they're already at the end. Well, they're almost at the end of the
You should
last game,
you
so it's
should
like a bit late now.
you should get done just so you stay up late. I think you need some sleep, dude.
Well, I won't be staying up super late tonight because again, gaming marathon's gonna be over. I'll admit I stayed a bit late on a couple of nights just because like I was interested in what was going on.
Yeah.
Watched a bit of Final Fantasy VIII, and then another night the awful games block. Thankfully, I have a link with the videos on demand so I can rewatch all the stuff I missed. I figure
Sweet.
that'll be my next week.
It was a pretty solid movie. If you want action, probably not. But if you're willing to just sit back and watch some nice character development, it's definitely a must check out. I'd say. Oi, 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 oi.
Yeah, definitely get it's a like a. I definitely recommend it.
Well, my Vancouver's doing pretty well. Well, my Vancouver's doing pretty well. I got to meet with Ian Hanlon, voice of Sunburst.
Nice. That's kind of cool. I don't think I've seen him. Does he come down to Everfree Northwest very often?
I don't think I've ever seen him in the guest list in the past.
Well, there's always a chance. It's still early, you know.
Panel was a bit panel was a bit panel was a bit quiet, but that was kind of expected since it was sort of back to back with two other things going on.
Did you have anyone come by?
That's, that wasn't to say it was completely empty.
Well, at least some people showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if if I had money and a passport and wasn't sick, I may have been there.
I just ran out of vacation days, to be honest. Like I don't have any left, and I don't think that restarts for a while. I don't know if I get a reset for a while.
Yeah, I only have like 3 work days left. Yeah, because with how much I work, I only put up like 5 a year.
Yeah.
Mind you, I only work like 4 hours a day anyway, so you know.
That's about what I do, but I do every day, a 5 day a week. I mean, and it can go much longer than 4 hours. Look at that. He's like,
Uh, I wasn't able to place anything in the cosplay contest, but I did get lots of compliments from the Ultra Saber,
oh really?
and I also got some Valentine's cards out of it.
Oh, that's nice.
It's sort of their participation sticker from parental guidance, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was their biggest plushie piles this year.
Oh, are there plushies there?
Yes, believe it or not, yes, believe it or not, they filled pretty much all the pretty much a good majority of the display places with plushies.
Are they convention exclusives?
They were either convention overseas, general Lucy, general Lucy, say fanfiction or some other artistic artistic work. Some of them were commissions of actual show characters in different styles.
Uh,
Mine, I believe, were the only ones that were from Ty and Build a Bear.
oh, so it was like a competition, or like a show off, or show on a
Kind of a
showcase.
kind of a show and tell based kind of thing.
Oh, up! Whee! Take two.
Mwah,
Third
mwah,
time's a charm.
mwah.
Hey, what'd I say? Sometimes grabbing ropes is a bit glitchy.
That's the case for like any game that involves jumping and grabbing ropes and swinging from.
There's something that you can do later on that kind of with that, but yeah, I don't want to spoil anything. Oh,
Let's see. Strumbeat Strings' local musician pulled another great set last night.
oh, nice.
Cool. Yeah, I actually looked at the musician list. It's like, who?
Oh, I accidentally got that guy.
No, I mean, I'll admit, I haven't really been following like any of the newer musicians.
Ah, I've never really gotten into the MLP music. I might want to do that sometime.
Meanwhile, here I am following Mike the Microphone on Twitch.
The Brunican mascots are back. Adversity and Poutine.
Hmm.
So that was kind of cool. Kind of makes sense since most of the staff comprised of people that used to most of the staff a lot of the staff comprised of people from Brunican, which was previously held here in Richmond.
Oof.
I had a feeling that those would explode. They just look very explodey.
Yeah. Don't they?
As usual, there was a round of karaoke from Sylvie.
Yeah.
And what's cool this time is that the convention actually has more space this time with the grand ballroom, and now they're looking a bit more closer to Brunican size, where they had the grand ballroom, the Fraser room, and it's just great to have more places to store events.
Yeah, more room is good. Definitely.
I can't wait for this year's Everfree because it sounds like we'll have more room and a better venue.
And room parties, woo!
Funny you should mention that. I did see a lot of people getting room parties around here.
Okay, after this, I think we'll cut. Oh, oh, come back.
You shouldn't have. You shouldn't have touched the glowy purple.
Oh shoot. Oh shoot.
See, now you're high.
Oh
This
my
is what
gosh.
happens when you touch the glowy purple.
Oh my gosh.
I'm more or less getting Ray reflection flashbacks from The Last Jedi.
Ah, I might have too, if I remembered The Last Jedi.
And speaking of which, the NC recently released a in-depth discussion regarding the likability regarding whether the likability of the prequel trilogy has increased a bit because of these new movies. And I made a comment. My prediction came true. The new movies are okay to most people.
Yeah, yeah.
No, they suck.
I think one of the things that gets I think one of the things that got people a little more accepting this time around was the from a technical standpoint there were more practical effects as opposed to the last wave where
oh shoot.
more CG than
Help me, Lord, for I need guidance.
more emphasis on CG, less on practical effects, which of course gives birth to the as mentioned a couple weeks ago.
What? Oh!
characterized version of syphilis.
Yeah, but the movies also need a good story to hold them up.
The main problem I had again is I just don't care about the characters, and that's pretty important in any story. So I don't know. So
Yeah, basically.
we got an option now. We can go back to the ship actually if we want, or we can continue through this temple a bit. So yeah, I think I'll end it off right there. Maybe I'll do like a little meditate right here. Do me a meditate. And I don't know, connect force. Ooh. Ooh. So we got way more now. Max force increase. Max health. Let's do that one. Yeah. That's probably good. We'll probably need that. All right. How about we end there? So overall, pretty good movie. Different style, vastly different style than the last. Art, I think, was better. Animation was probably better, I'd say too. Probably cleaner, but maybe less interesting to watch. How about that? You know what I mean? So the last one was probably not as good animation, but it was kind of more stylized and exciting.
Yeah, that last one was more or stylish. This one was more down to earth.
Yeah. And the backgrounds were way more, I think, in this one. in that there were some times where the last one, the backgrounds were kind of lackluster, or didn't match or mesh quite with what we've seen before. So I do like the tone of this one. It just works better. But yeah, I don't know. It's different from a story standpoint. Is it weaker? I don't know. I guess I'd just say it's different. I'll leave it at that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's not vastly different or superior to the. I mean, it's not vastly superior or vastly a superior. I don't know. Just lesser than the last one. I I think I personally prefer the last one just because it was more exciting. The last one kept me engaged harder. You know what I mean? Like, I never really wanted to look away much. Kind of wanted to see where stuff was going. This one, you could glance away for a while. You'd follow along just as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe it didn't hold my attention quite as much as the last. But is it technically not as good a movie? I don't think so. I think it's technically a pretty good movie, but maybe not one of my lesser to the last. That's my critique. I think pretty wise though. This one is more pretty, more detailed. The backgrounds for sure. Lots of city backgrounds that I know would have been hard to do and animate. Kind of had the whole dub pro issue that I guess you can't really get around, where things slam together a bit weird at some points, if you know what I mean. Where
Yeah.
they respond weird to things because they dubbed it, so the original it's probably timed better, but like to us it's like okay, you forgot something, think, bye, like where it's just they're almost overlapping, like their
Hmm.
reaction to stuff. So that's always kind of weird, but I guess you can't get around it unless you actually literally go back in and reanimate frames and stuff, or add frames and take away frames and redo all the pacing. So it's not really worth it for not much. You know what I mean? It doesn't change too much. But yeah, that's my synopsis.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, definitely a good movie if you want like a nice slow burn.
Yeah,
And like just something calm.
definitely more lax. Right, do you want to close this out, Alex?
With that, with that, definitely, I will definitely have some more stories stories regarding Event Hoover Hoover the next week. Well, mostly Sunday. Mostly Sunday. Whilst we whilst we talk about another one. Whilst we talk about another movie of Miyazaki's that has been widely reg- widely reg- widely regarded it widely regarded as probably one of his best work, Spirited Away.
Ah,
Ah.
I haven't seen that, but they were suggesting I do it.
I think I've seen like a little bit of it. I've heard
forward
good
to that
things.
riveting saga. I don't know, or continuation next week on Yoda Soda Podcast Creations. Or we haven't created things for a while because I've been setting up things.
But yeah, glad I've finally seen Kiki's delivery service, and we will continue as I go on with Spirited Away next week. Take care.
Later.
Later.